one onto
Hey
this
guys, but
Android
today
tablet.
we're going to be
Why?
installing
Well, it just
Windows
seemed like
For
an
WorkGroups
interesting
2.11
thing to do.
on the Android tablet. So let's get started. Google Meet Microsoft.
Right, so here we are on my Android desktop. I can whiz it back and forth, it's very exciting. And the first thing I'm going to do, so I can run Windows 3.1 on this tablet, is to install a DOS emulator called DOSBox. So I'm going to go to the Play Store, and in the Play Store, I will search for DOSBox, so it's even for Android. I'm going to use a free box, which is a version from Fishsticks. There is a paid version as well, but this version seems to work well enough for what we need to do. So I'll press install on that. And of course it's set terms of installation and what it needs to access, that type of thing. And there we are, it's installed. And we'll open up the app. And here we are in a DOS emulator for Android. I find that very strange seeing a very, very old operating system like this running on Android tablet. Now, of course, DOS is text-based, so we need to have a keyboard here. So if I flick down at the top of the screen, I haven't got a physical keyboard on this Android tablet, but I can press keyboard there, and the keyboard comes up, and that'll work perfectly well. The only problem with this is, of course, you can't quite see what's going on the bottom half of the screen. I could do a CLS to clear the screen there, I guess, and then I can actually do a directory and you'd see what's going on. But it would be easier if I could see the whole screen. So what I'm going to do is to use some of the settings in DOSBox here. So I'll use the settings icon on the top right here. Activate that, and we'll go down a bit, and we'll go to screen scaling. I'm going to set a screen scale factor of 53, very precise number, but I know it'll work. And a scaled screen location is going to be top. So, with those in place, I will just snip back again, and you'll see now we've got DOS as a window running at the top of our screen, and the keyboard will fit nicely below that, and hopefully we can convince the bar to disappear at the top of the screen. So we've got here a virtual C drive, which is full of files. Where is that virtual C drive, you may reasonably ask? Well, if we go back to our Android desktop, I can click on My Files, and if we go to Device Storage, and we go to Download, this is what DOSBox has mapped as its virtual C drive. So all the files sitting in Download are actually sitting effectively in C as far as DOS is concerned. Now, as you might have noticed, I've already put a directory here. If I call it DOSWin, and inside DOSWin, I've put various files.
Google Drive,
files for WordPerfect 5.1, very old DOS-based word processor. So if I go back to DOSBox, I could actually get the keyboard back, and I could change my directory to DOS _ win. And there we are for a directory that you can see those files we just saw in a _ win. And there we are for a directory that you can see those files we just saw in a slightly different presentation. And I could change to a CDWP 5.1, WordPerfect 5.1. Used to be the world's most popular word processor. And if I type WP there, it'll run in this emulation of DOS. I find that amazing. Yes, it looks rather dull. That's how word processors used to look when you weren't doing things. To actually load in files, I'd actually have to press F5 on the keyboard. To do that in DOSBox, I'll stroke down the menu at the top again. Now, press the icon there, and I can actually press the F5 key virtually, and then enter, and it'll show me a list of files. For people of a certain age, this will be very familiar. Let's load in, say, that file there, retrieve, and we've got a word processing document, a multi-column document book of notes I made years and years ago, running here in the WordPerfect word processor. But this proves you can run DOS programs very easily in DOSBox. That's what it's for. You could also run things like old DOS games. And I'll just get out of that by pressing the virtual F7 key. Save document, no. Exit, yes. And there we are. We're back to our DOS directory. And I'm going to CD out of that again. Remind us where we are. And you'll see in here, I've also got a directory called Win Files. Now, just to tell you a little bit about Win Files, if I look at it in the file, I'm going to CD out of that again. Remind us where we are. And you'll see in here I've also got a directory called Win Files. Now, just to tell you a little bit about Win Files, we looked at it in the File Manager for Android.
We need to get
here I've also got a directory called Win Files. Now, just to tell you a little bit about Win Files, we looked at it in the File Manager for Android.
We need
in here, Win Files contains all the files you need to install Win Files. We looked at it in the File Manager for Android. In here, Win Files contains all the files you need to install Windows 3. Win Files, but look, I'm going to CD out of that again.
Going to get it.
Remind us where we are. And you'll see in here, I've also got a directory called
Windows.
Now, just to tell you a little bit about Win Files, we looked at it in the File Manager for Android. In here, Win Files contains all the files you need to install Windows 3.1. Where did those files come from, you ask? Where did all these files come from you need to install Windows 3.1? Well, if you watched my previous video on the Raspberry Pi running Windows 3.1, you might remember I got out my old Windows 3.1 disks, put them in an old PC, copied all the files to a USB drive, and this is where all these files have come from. These have been copied from a legitimate copy of Windows 3.1. Now, I'm sure if you go out on the internet, you can find a link to download these files, and there must be many copies of Windows 3.1 out there on the internet. I wouldn't possibly know where they were. Please don't ask me for a link, because I'm making sure I'm being absolutely squeaky clean legally here, but I'm sure you can find them if you have a look around. Anyway, I'll go back to our DOSBox emulator. We'll bring the keyboard back, and in DOSWin, I will change my directory to Win Files, like that, and I will type setup to install Windows. And it'll start. Welcome to setup. Marvelous. Editor continue. I think we'll do a standard setup. It's only a Tesla Android tablet after all. And here we are. Let's put a wallpaper on the screen. We could do all sorts of things in Windows 3, Windows 3.1 or 3.11 as it became. Let's do, I don't know, and I'll go down on our Android tablet. Now, you can't do a great deal with it because of the nature of the mouse control. I've tried various settings, but it does prove the point. Shall we just go into the control panel? We can. Shall we make the screen a bit bigger a second so you can see things more clearly? Just remember, go back into the DOSBox settings, and I'll go down again to screen scale factor, put it to 100, and out of that, and it now fills the screen. Hopefully I can still control my mouse, which is down. That's very, very strange. As the mouse is exactly where I think it is. But let's go into. Let's try and go into desktop.
This way to go to the desktop.
And here we are. Let's put a wallpaper on the screen. We can do all sorts of things in Windows 3, Windows 3.1 or 3.11 as it became. Let's do, I don't know, arches. What was arches? Let's do OK on that.
Win logo. Why win logo?
Oh, look. That's exciting, isn't it? And I think we should test out
that is exciting,
screen savers. Oh, do you remember flying windows? That was exciting. Let's do setup of flying windows. And let's make it fast, at least as fast as it can be. Come on, keyboard, respond to me. I want to go faster. There we are. And
come on, keyboard,
respond to me. And if we test flying windows. Oh, look. Flying windows. This is the sort of excitement you used to look at when you were sitting looking at your PC at work when you weren't doing any work. It used to be that is all you had. These days you go to Facebook. But this is if you like the old-fashioned equivalent of Facebook. So there we are. That is Windows 3.11 running to some extent on an Android tablet. Doesn't run brilliantly, but it does run. I can probably get out of it as well. I'm really, really lucky. Exit Windows 3.1. Yes, we'll end up Windows session. We will indeed. And the final thing I'll show you is if you wanted to start this all up again from scratch, let's just close down. Let's close down everything, keep tidy. How would we get back into that? Well, we go into apps. You can see 3 DOSBox is sitting here. So if I was back on my home screen, I'd go into my app screen there. I could run up DOSBox.
I can run DOSBox.
There it is, look. I'd have to go back and do my screen scaling and stuff. But to show you straight away now here, I'll just do a CLS to clear the screen so we can see what's going on. And if I did a CD, Windows
Windows.
Typed win.
From there, win. From
it will
there,
get us back into a Windows 3.1.
It will get back to the.
It will get us back into a Windows 3.1. It will get us back into a Windows 3.1.
So it just crashed.
We managed to install an old version of Windows. It will get us back into a Windows 3.1.
Just go to.
Look, I'd have to go back and do my screen scaling and stuff, but to show you straight away now here, I'll just do a CLS to clear the screen so we can see what's going on. And if I did a CD, Windows, and when I typed win, from there, it will get us back into a Windows 3.1. CD, Windows, and when I typed win, from there, it will get us back into a Windows 3.1.
To the Windows 3.1.
So there we are. We've managed to install an old version of Windows on a modern piece of Android hardware. And if you enjoyed this video, you like my previous video from about a year ago, I also installed Windows 3.1. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I hope to talk to you again very soon.